Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Oi, Joy.
Hi, Bob.
How's things going?
They're going. You know, I feel a little different today.
Do you feel overpowered by whiteness?
White people attack.
Don't
I
say
do.
that.
I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered again.
I had to join. I just missed you guys so much. I had to invite myself back.
We appreciate that you do, because no one else is doing that. I mean,
Yeah,
it
nobody
shows
else
interest.
is, like, clamoring to be a co-host.
I don't understand that. I've been listening to a lot of you guys' recent episodes. And
Oh, you mean two of them?
about 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe almost 1.5.
So you're a super listener.
I would be considered a super fan in a
Okay,
lot of
great.
countries.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just don't understand why you guys don't have too many more guests. I mean, I feel like this is a great podcast. You have a great connection. I'm excited to be here. I don't understand why other people don't want to.
We're also probably talking a lot about you today, so that's probably more.
Why
your-
You're
I love
excited.
talking about myself.
Right.
I think that's why we get along so well, but I don't know how we do, because we both try to center it around ourselves.
Maybe, do you guys take turns? Like, tonight I'm talking about me. Next time you can talk about yourself.
It's a great question.
Well, we're actually working on our relationship
Okay.
at the moment through the use of PlayStation.
Video games. I don't really know how well it's
It's
working.
like the great bonding tool for all men.
Well, I mean, this is even more bonding. So this is a game
It's like marriage.
where you're
Oh.
playing a married couple.
Oh, yes, you did tell me about this
Yeah,
game.
it's called It Takes Two, and you have to do the tasks together at the same time
Uh-huh.
to achieve it, and then you have to, like, one person can get through based on their level of like their powers. Then you have to help the other one across. It's a lot of
It's so much coordination between two people,
people.
that very much want it all about them. So
Yeah. So
Now, have there been times where you wanted to choke the shit out of each other, or is that just my
I mean,
guess?
it's obviously now we don't. First time we played together in the same room.
Uh-huh.
Now we don't do that.
That's probably wise.
first time was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a long session. By the end, we were like, I think it's time for you to leave.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours straight of just playing that. So
Don't forget about the Talking French book,
Oh, yeah.
who's trying to really mend the relationship together in the game.
It actually has therapy sessions in the game.
You did tell me that.
You're
yeah.
like an animated character in this massive talking French book. And I say French because he has like a French accent for some
Okay.
reason.
And I still don't believe it's French, but anyway.
What else would it be?
I don't know what it is, but it's some kind of racist book.
Well, maybe
Oh,
it's just
not
his regular
racist.
accent. He speaks in a dialect.
Okay,
Anyway,
whatever.
that
I
book's
see
trying to
there-
like.
You need more therapy sessions in this game.
We haven't finished it yet.
No.
That book is just probably the most annoying aspect of it. It always comes in at the worst times and be like, all right, let's sit down, and in a French accent. Let's sit down, let's talk about it. Don't cry, but let's make your kid cry. It's a messed up
Yeah,
game.
part of the activities is making your kid cry by destroying their toys.
I imagine the person who created this game really needs therapy themselves.
Yeah.
And unpack their own childhood trauma.
traumas.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
gotta be,
absolutely.
right? Like,
Honestly, I don't think the game was meant for me and you. I don't think we are the target audience. I don't think we should be playing it, but we have to finish it now.
Yeah. I mean,
you're
yeah.
invested.
Our friendship should not work, but it works. So,
Well, as far as you know.
ooh.
Wow.
I'm just shooting shade on the pod today.
I
I'm
know
sorry,
that-
guys.
And first of all, keep your tongue off my word. Shade is a gay word. It is not a white person.
What can I use
or
instead of
straight
that?
Person name, huh?
What could I use instead of that?
Attitude. What would be a white person's thing? Salt. I don't know.
Salt.
Salty.
Salty.
Salty would work, I guess. Yeah.
Why am I being salty?
Oh my goodness.
Can we? So you, as a person of joy,
Okay.
we've talked about on the podcast the word audacity
We have.
and how it was very much. Do you want to explain how white people say one thing and black people say audacity?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember what word white people use instead of audacity.
The nerve.
The nerve. That's right.
The nerve.
We did say the nerve. But as you know, as most people will know, now white people are trying to co-opt audacity along with every other thing
Yes.
that black people
By
say.
saying like the audacity.
Yeah.
or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
I mean,
absolutely.
you see that on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
right?
white people say that all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
It was always nerve.
It was always nerve.
Like you're getting on my nerve, or like
yeah, like, oh, the nerve of it all. The nerve.
You've got some nerve.
Gall.
The gall, yes, you've got some nerve.
You
All of
got
those
some
kinds
nerve.
of
All
things.
them. But now somebody somewhere in TikTok land said audacity. I know it was a person of color, but now all white people say the audacity. Now we have to say audacity is a word that can be used by anybody.
Obviously.
Of any
Inclusive.
color, and it's existed long before we did.
But we
still.
talked about the differences. Like, they're all English words, but it just so happens that white people tend to choose one, black people choose another. Like, irritated is another one.
Yeah.
Black people always choose irritated. White people choose, like, frustrated. Or,
Yeah.
you know, something like that.
nabbit.
Right?
Dag
But black
nabbit.
people are always like, that irritates the shit out of me. You know, and it's not a white word at all. So.
No. And that's, yeah, I mean, definitely guilty of co-opting black slang from the 80s. I mean, I'm part 80s hip-hop person, part Valley Girl. That's basically how I speak. But, like, I was just shocking because I was like, I told Joy, I'm like, all these white kids are using Audacity all of a sudden. And then they're all, and it's not just the Audacity, it's the Audacity.
You gotta put the
yeah,
stress on
there's-
it.
Yes.
That's what they do.
That's
There
what they
is-
have to
there's
do.
stress.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's also the fun part because so then it goes a step further, and then when white people try to co-opt certain words, they either pronounce it wrong, they use it wrong. Per is a good example. Child, like
Child.
I've heard Chile. It's like you have no idea what the hell you're saying.
Oof. I'm embarrassed for my own kind.
It's kind of like sup, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, it was sup, but then some white person got a hold of it and it was what's up. Or was, and then
What's
was
up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, Budweiser got a hold of it. It's a whole.
We took it over on that one.
Do what?
They took it over on that one. The what's up?
Yeah, I mean, there was beer commercials.
There
It
was-
was everything. But
We were
that
talking
beer
about how there was at
commercials
least
probably
7 different spellings.
15 different years past when we needed to have that, yeah.
But other words are circling back. So, like, a word from the 90s, for sure the 90s, I don't remember it being in the 80s, but bet. Like,
Bet.
apparently bet's coming back around. I think I
Mhm.
said it, you know, in a text thread to my sisters out of nowhere, and they're like, oh, look at you. They thought I had gotten it from Snapchat.
So
I'm
bet
like,
was a word before?
Oh,
Yes!
absolutely.
And that's
Wow.
how they
Wow.
were. That's
Wow.
how they were. They were like, wait a minute, how do you know? I was like, it's more than like 30 years old. Like, what do you mean? How do I know it?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it just
Like, adults used it when we were kids.
Yes.
wow. That's mind blowing. I literally thought it just like started now.
No.
No. Somebody walked down opened up this like abandoned building, and Bet was just
Like a
sitting
vault.
on the inside. It was like some artifact, and they just found it.
It was like old man Larry and reading it like
Yeah,
Bet.
yeah, like it just came back because
Moses with the 10 Commandments. Bet.
yeah, only you gotta bring
And then the
Moses
15
into it.
one fall, and you're like, I'm presenting you with the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, this was the 11th commandment,
Bet.
and God said, "Bet."
And we all said, bet.
Now, I challenge the kids. If you want to try to like co-op something, bring something back new, let's see how well this one works out for you. I'm straight. Remember when we
Oh
used
yeah,
to... You can't do that
can't do it
now.
anymore.
Can't do that
You're
anymore.
straight?
Like,
It
I'm
has nothing to
good.
do with sexuality.
Nothing to do with
Just like
sexuality.
you're good. I've heard that before,
Like,
but yeah,
oh,
you
do you
can't
want
say
a
it.
root beer? I'm straight.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like people will say like, well, still. I mean, I've heard people say it, and like I think of that when I say straight. Every time I say someone is straight, in my head I'm like, they're gonna know I mean they're not gay. You know, like that. There's no way I'm saying
Yeah.
you're straight, as in you're good.
Right,
I'm like
you're good.
not telling you how you feel.
Right.
So, I guess I shouldn't be telling people they're straight either. But
Yeah, that is a word that's kind of been like around for a little bit with straight. Because like I remember olden days. I say olden days, but like olden days for me.
we established on the podcast earlier that Sam
I'm
was
too
born
young.
the day that Titanic came out, and we're talking about the boat. My Heart Will Go On, Titanic.
Yeah, I was born the day that movie came out, so that is my claim to fame. But anyway, were they saying straight in '97?
I mean, straight's been around forever.
Yeah.
Straight's like 60s slang.
Yeah, because, like, I feel like I've heard it before where people are like, yeah, I'm straight, I'm good, but, like, no one would say it nowadays. Now it's like, as you were kind of saying, you say straight and all of a sudden it goes immediately, like, to sexuality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't say it.
No, because if you said, I'm straight, somebody would be like, I'm bi.
Excuse me? Yeah, just starts...
Like, you can't, like...
How am I supposed to respond to that?
Yeah. I just asked if you wanted a soda, motherfucker. I didn't ask if you were... what your sexuality was.
So apparently I was supposed to come with some topics prepared. And I didn't bring it in physical condition, but my noggin is powerful.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to leave it at that. Everyone that listened to the previous podcast, go listen to the previous podcast, knows how powerful my noggin is. So
Yeah.
I have it all memorized up here.
Dinosaurs. He's got lots of knowledge.
I got lots
Yeah.
of dinosaurs. I'm going to see alligators this weekend. I think alligators are dinosaurs.
I
Yes,
mean,
we're gonna say yes.
They are some of the closest to prehistoric animals we have on the earth.
So I'm terrified. Awesome.
I'm just glad you said alligators and not crocodiles.
Oh, no. Okay, why?
Because crocodiles don't exist there.
Well, yeah, crocodiles are like...
Southern hemisphere.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Of course.
Which is not what he was going to say. It's like when somebody's actively lying, you're like, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Why wouldn't I say it?
I knew that. Yeah, crocodiles. Southern hemisphere, obviously. That's common knowledge. It's like alligators A, crocodiles C, A becomes for C.
No,
so
just tell us what's in your noggin. Let's
Okay.
move on.
Cat, windshield wipers. This is totally off topic, but this has been on my mind for probably like the past 2 months.
Okay.
It's a great day for it today, too, because it was like lightly raining.
Yeah,
So, Joy, did you drive or did you walk?
I walked.
Oh, dang. Okay. Did
Yeah.
you drive today?
No.
I wish she would have walked a half a block. Or drove a half a block.
Okay, come on. It was raining.
Drive down to Bob's.
It was raining. I didn't know. Did you drive today, Bob?
But I've driven many times, so I know how they work. Thank
you.
Give us what
Yes,
you
Okay, okay.
I drove.
I just
also
think-
drove 12 hours. in
Yeah, that's
sprinkling
true.
rain,
That's true. It was sprinkling. I just think it's really interesting how people choose the speed of the windshield wipers with the rain. Because there's people, and like when you're driving, when it's like this today, that have it, and it's sprinkling out for anyone that can't see outside in Champaign, Illinois.
We're not live.
No, we're not live at the moment, so it's probably not even raining at the moment. It bothers me when it's like a lightly sprinkle and just kind of coming down, and people have the windshield wipers on like full blast, 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you trying to stop here? Can you really not see when it's going at every 4-second interval or whatever they do it? It really, really grinds my gears when I'm driving, and so much so that I have to like stare at people and just give them the worst look ever. I don't flip them off because I'm a nice guy, but I just give them the worst look. So much so
Okay,
that
I
they
was
know.
with you until you started bossing somebody else's car. Like, and I knew early on. Me and Sam agree on something. What is this problem? And
has to be
then you
somewhere.
turned left, and I said, "Aha! Now I got it." Because when you're in the car with somebody, and like the one that I can't stand is it stopped raining and you've still got it going full blast, and then there's that little bit of a squeak that's happening because nobody has new windshield wipers.
That's the worst noise.
They're just oblivious. Like they've gone into a new realm. They don't hear it, but you hear it.
That would be like on my top 5
Full
of worst
disclosure
noise.
here for everyone. Joy has also told me to turn the windshield wipers on.
Oh yeah, but I will
Because
say
I will ride until you,
will.
have to. Yeah, I'm
I do that
blind.
sometimes too.
yeah.
You got to test the waters. So see how much you can go until.
Water, rain.
Yeah.
Get it?
I did that on
That's
purpose.
good.
Again.
But that's the kind of thing that, you got to use wise judgment. Okay, I would not suggest telling somebody what to do with any of their car within the first 5 to 7 years of friendship, at least.
At least.
We're 20
Very
years
true.
deep plus,
Yeah.
so it's fair to be like,
It's fair.
hey, did you think you could turn that off now?
Yeah.
Do you think I can touch the heating controls because I'm
And
on
I
fire?
say that all the time to Joy. I say, you can turn it off yourself.
You can touch it.
You can do it yourself.
Sometimes when you're in a car though, like as a passenger, you just have like you just kind of sit back a little bit more.
Yeah.
You're just like more passive with it. You're like, let them do it.
Well, see, that's a weird world because there are passengers who think, because they are not actively participating, that they are in control of things. I've been with passengers like that who think they should get to pick the music because they're not driving. But that is 100% incorrect.
It's inaccurate.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, completely inaccurate.
Yeah,
oh, look,
and-
we all agree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. We should shut the podcast off.
We're done.
The end. It's been lovely, folks.
The podcast will end when we all agree on something.
Yeah, that's the end of the world happened. We healed the world today. But yeah, but there's also people, you know, like they want to control the temperature. And I know nowadays, like, you know, I had a rental car. It's fancy. It's got, I don't know how science works. But
I love that you worked that in.
but like climate control on both sides of the front seat. Okay.
You can control like your own individual.
Yeah,
pretty
that kind of
nice.
stuff, and you know you can warm your ass and all that stuff.
They have like
Not everyone needs to warm their ass because not everybody needs a warm ass.
I'm the kind of person that puts on no matter what the weather.
I felt like this is going where it's going. Like, people who don't shower regularly and things maybe don't warm their ass.
Have your own body. Like, you can have your own ecosystem. I'm completely down with that. As long as your ecosystem doesn't come into my ecosystem. And my ecosystem starts at about 13 inches off of my body. And I'm a fat person, so fat people we have a bigger gravitational pull. So we pull people's odors to us.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, the gravitational pull, the science of it all. But, yeah, I don't need to smell your swamp ass.
No.
Is, I guess, what I'm going to.
I mean, that's where I was going to. I was trying to help you.
Yeah, because, I mean...
But you wanted to be more graphic.
But the thing of it is like, we all know how science works. I mean,
do we?
Well, I mean, I just left New Orleans. Sam's going to New Orleans tomorrow.
What does this have to do with science?
They're getting there. So when you apply heat to moisture, it doesn't necessarily dry up always.
Humid.
As if there's things, yes, it causes humidity. Swamp ass may be actually increased, depending on how far apart your cheeks are, how you're keeping the moisture in the crack. Like, there's all kinds. If you have no ass, then it might be okay. I mean, if you have no ass, how do you have swamp ass? I mean, these are the questions I need the answers to.
Wow, we got in deeper than I expected. We started with windshield wipers, folks, and we ended with swamp ass. So
I'm going to the swamp in New Orleans. Like, how do I avoid swamp ass?
You're going to be okay.
Well, damn.
I mean, you know, I don't have an ass either, so I'm just saying. People who say they have swamp ass typically have a larger undercarriage and a place to keep moisture in, pockets.
What are you trying to say?
Ew. Okay.
I just said it. I don't have an ass either.
You know, he said very clearly what he wanted to say. Why don't you hit us with the next thing, Sam? What else you got for us?
Yeah, so that's a great question. The next one that... Sorry, wow, what a shit show.
We decided to do this episode without pot.
Yeah,
that's right. We are
That's
completely
wrong.
sober.
Yeah.
100%. We got a Powerade on the table. We got a Phantom. We got
I'll do it.
Fanta Orange.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
Don't
a
you
crush.
say Fanta-
Orange Crush.
Oh, you heard his feel. Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry.
Words matter.
Let the record show it was facing the opposite way. I've been reading the nutrition facts this entire time.
Okay.
It's very good for you. Don't worry.
So he pays attention when we're talking. Great.
So it's been a wild week, and I haven't really known like what's been going on. You've been gone. Joy, you've had obviously a lot going on with last week and everything.
Yeah.
It's been a wild week. So thinking of things that were going on and like that I wanted to talk about, it's been a little interesting. But one thing that definitely stuck out in my mind, it's a little bit more still on the science aspect.
Okay.
So
He's coming up with it as he talks.
definitely not doing that. There was just so I was watching the storms last night. You all both saw it. The sky looked super cool.
Okay.
And the sun was going down. It was a really orange sky. I actually took a picture, but I don't need to get it out yet. And there was like, at this point, the sun was going down. There was no lightning in the sky. So I went for a walk again.
Here we go with the lightning.
I know. I literally, that same spot on the fence got struck by lightning. This time I wasn't by it. I was like, I don't know, probably half a mile away. But I promise, the same spot on the fence got struck by lightning. And I would love to hear what the odds of that can happen twice. Because obviously you hear the saying, like, lightning doesn't strike the same place twice.
It doesn't, but I feel that you're young, and you've had a young life. Maybe you don't know what it feels like to be electrocuted.
I've been electrocuted. I've stuck in like a fork in an outlet once to see what it feels like.
Okay, shocker.
Literally. Again, spending way too much time together.
I know.
Get away from me.
As you're in my place. Anyway, You sure it's not just static? You sure? Maybe
Excuse
there's a
me?
loose maybe there's a grounding problem. Is it near a building? Is the fence an electric fence?
No, it's definitely not an electric fence, and
Did
it's
you pee
not.
on it?
We don't need to talk about what I did to the fence, but like, no, I did not pee to the fence. Did not pee on the
But now we're
fence.
thinking of worse things that you do with the fence. So
Well, you guys, come on. I'm the youngest
The
one here, and I'm the
fence.
most appropriate one here. This is getting
come on
ridiculous.
the fence.
Well, I didn't say that. It's definitely not an electric fence. The fence is away from a building. It's in the middle of nowhere, which is maybe why, because it's the only electric thing in the middle of nowhere. But like at the same time, there's still like a highway next to it, so I'm not exactly sure. It just really confused me. Not exactly sure. Trying to work through it. This is fresh out of the mind. This is something that's been on my mind
it's
probably all day today.
Obviously, because it's been horrible, horrifying to go through. I
You have
feel
no
like
idea.
we should go out and see this location.
Oh, I could take you guys on a field trip.
Maybe not today.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe when you come back from New Orleans. But we'll. I think we need to see.
We do.
We need a ghost
We'll investigate and we'll report out.
We'll report out.
Look at
Let's do
that.
that.
Wow, this is gonna be great. Does that mean I'm invited to a third episode?
Yeah.
That was not very convincing.
He really did have to work at
Yeah,
it, didn't he?
he opened his mouth and nothing came out, and he was like, "Yeah, of course, yeah, we would love
His
to have
eyes
you
were
back."
working
Maybe
like
not
they
a
were like,
consecutive episode,
tilt
but
down.
still.
Where's
Well,
this?
when
Where's this?
everyone on the podcast gives this episode a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify, then
look at
we're gonna
that.
be soaring to the moon.
All right.
Also, that's another phrase, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, like to the moon. I don't know if you guys have heard that recently, but everyone's saying like to the moon and stuff. It's about
Oh,
like,
that's back.
stock current. It's back.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was that thing back like when we were going to the
Yeah.
moon?
That's literally from like the 20s and 30s.
Everything
man.
that you all think
Like
is
when we were
new
going
is
to
not
the
new.
moon?
If you think it's
No,
a
like
new
before we
saying,
even got to the moon.
Is it?
Like, there was a whole show called The Honeymooners. It was like one of the first sitcoms, and like it was a horrible situation. But the guy always told his wife he's gonna sock her to the moon. Was like the whole thing. It was like the whole thing. So people would say to the moon all the time because of that.
This is unreal. I did not know that was a thing.
When, like literally, language has existed before your generation existed.
This episode is
I mean,
called.
you're a millennial. No, wait, you're one of those kids.
You're a Z.
I'm okay. No,
No, he's a 97, so he's.
I just saw a TikTok about this. There is such a weird range from like 96 to 99 that doesn't fit into this 2000s people.
So wait, it's a zennial? Isn't it a zennial?
I think officially I'm a Gen X, Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Z.
I'm
no,
Gen
not
X.
X.
Then Gen Z,
Let's
Gen Z,
Gen X.
Gen Z.
You are not. Gen X.
Yeah, see, that's a trademark of you guys.
You're not
Just
even
like-
an elder millennial.
Yeah, exclusive out here.
So your generation will not be settled on until you're 40 years old. Because my generation, Gen X, used to go from like 65 to 84. And then they backtracked it until it's now like 79 or something
80,
like that.
I think.
80?
I think
So like
yeah.
that's how they work. But it's like any kind of place, like every college has a document on it. Every college has research into it.
Mm-hmm.
So one website will say one thing, one will say another.
Need to be
But
standard.
what I've really seen the most is at 97 is the beginning of Gen Z.
So I'm literally 2 months away because I was born in February '97. So if I was born in '96,
So you're like an elder Gen Z.
you can just call me the Elder.
Yelder?
The Elder.
Oh, Zelda. We won't call him Zelda. He's a Zelda.
Zelder.
Where were we going with this? Why did we even get
To the moon.
Oh, to the moon. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
And then
talking-
language has existed before
Yeah.
his generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still don't believe that. I think right when I started is when language started.
Yeah.
I just like to believe
Things that also existed before your generation that really need to stop are those like straight up leotard type things that people are wearing now.
Those
But-
are back.
Yeah.
leotard things.
Yeah, you guys don't call them. I don't know what you call them. Bodysuits is what we
They
called
would
them
probably-
in the
yeah.
90s.
Mm-hmm.
But that
Like
was
women's
pretty,
clothing.
yeah. It basically looks like what you would wear working out if you were a woman, but it
it's
doesn't
not.
have the like. It looks like a sports bra attached to the shorts.
Mm-hmm. It's not just attached to the shorts either. Like it's like a leotard is what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't feel like
Leotard,
Sam's
bodysuit.
getting what. We'll
Oh.
talk about it afterwards.
Like a swimsuit, like a one one-piece swimsuit.
See, that's what I was thinking originally, like a one-piece swimsuit.
Yeah.
With legs
like
and
a
shorts.
See, that's where you're losing me, though. Like, I've seen, like, a one-piece swimsuit and, like as a going-out outfit for people. It's not actually a one-suit.
But the ones with the shorts, those things, first of all, they're impossible to put on. Like,
Yeah.
I've never... Like, when you go to take it off, like, you have to fight to get the shoulders off. It's just... I don't even know why anybody ever picks that up. I'd
And
have
some
to
of
just say.
those stacked tennis shoes. Those
Yes.
like not high heel tennis shoes.
Yes.
Those actual ones that are just like platform tennis shoes. Like those are back in, I don't know.
Those are always... They're never going to leave, so just know that.
Right.
What else? Somebody else is talking about something else. Apparently, low-rise jeans are coming back.
Yeah, anything from 2000 is
That's
coming
It's
back.
just starting to come back,
That's horrible.
Whenever those really horrible highlights.
Mm,
The magazine?
the chunky ones.
No, not the magazine. You go to the doctor recently.
I like they were like always like a kid game in there. You would like follow the thing.
Wow.
No, like people used to get like
In their hair.
streaks is what they were called.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
or
you're talking about
chunky
streaks.
highlights.
Yeah.
When those come back,
It's over.
I need a gun for myself.
Listen, when you see a bitch on TikTok with one of those caps where you pull the hair through, because that's how you do streaks, no. That's it.
Bring
That's
back
it.
like the frosted tips look.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what they're like. Brad
in
Mondo
sync.
or whatever that dude's name is on TikTok. We're cool. We know TikTok terms. We're getting close to the end, Sam, and I feel like there was one thing that you really wanted to talk about and you don't even remember it.
Am I supposed to remember it?
Yeah, you were so heated about it.
I felt like I brought up everything that was heated about.
No, remember
basically
there was
windshield
something
wipers.
on a podcast that we said that got you upset.
Oh,
You were going to confront
oh yes. As I said earlier, I listened to some podcasts. I say 2, maybe it's 1.5, but it was basically 2. I killed it. I rated them 5 stars. As everyone else should. I subscribed, rate, comment, subscribe below.
You're the one that gave us a 1-star review?
No, that was Jimmy.
What the fuck is Jimmy?
I don't know. That was a joke. I didn't give you a 1-star review. Did give 5 stars. Anyway, the last podcast, or maybe it was 2 podcasts ago,
It was.
you guys were talking about sports, and sports is kind of up my alley, kind of Sam's expertise, if you will.
Okay.
As with all
And you were talking about baseball games, actually, and I happen to wear a Dodgers shirt today. I'm a pretty avid
we
baseball
don't know
fan.
what that means. We thought it meant like up,
And I think that's the
loser,
issue right there. Well, it's la, like la, do re mi fa sol la ti.
yeah.
It bothered me a little bit, especially you, Joy. No offense, but like you were talking about how baseball games are boring. You don't like sitting outside.
No.
You don't like to just be around it. And I was kind of mind blown because I just feel like, and maybe it's just me, but I don't think it is. Baseball's America's game. It's something where people go outside, they sit around, they enjoy. Even if you don't like baseball, hell, you're outside, you're enjoying the weather. You could bring some people with
Baking in
you.
the sun for hours. It sounds magical.
That does sound magical. You can have a beer, you can have a hot dog, whatever you want.
$7 beer. It's marvelous.
It's the best $7 beer you ever have. So, I don't know. I just feel like we need to go more into it. Like what do you not like about it? Tell me about it.
I think I just said all the things I don't like
You said
about
one
it.
thing. You said one thing or 2. Beer and baking in the sun.
Baking in the sun. It's hours.
3.
So it takes forever.
3 hours.
At least. You know what I mean? I feel like 3 hours is generous. That's when they're swiftly moving it along.
I feel like
Little League takes like an hour to play a whole game, if that. Why does it take 3 hours?
well, Little League, you're not gonna have like there's no commercials. If you're like going to a Major League Baseball game, you're gonna have like commercials, breaks in between the innings and stuff. But if you want to go to like a high school game, you'll be in and out with like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
We don't do that either, but we don't want.
I don't know why you're doing a high school. I don't know why you'd go to a Little League game either.
I mean, it's not that I've wanted; it's that I have. When I was a kid, and my cousins would play baseball and softball and stuff, and I have to go.
That sounds like a great time. I just feel like I'm on a total different wavelength than you guys. I think it would be a great day, great Sunday afternoon. Sit outside, watch some baseball for 2 to 3 hours.
Absolutely never.
Have a beer, and then go home and take a nap. I don't know if I can think of a better afternoon than that.
So honestly speaking, for Joy, she's not a beer person.
Yeah.
I'm not a beer person. What's that for? What do they
What-
have?
what would-
Frambois? You know they have frambois.
There are places that offer like mixed drinks. You can have cocktails and stuff. and whatever you want there.
So we can have like a $20 cocktail while everybody's drinking a $2 beer.
It'll probably be like a $10.
I will tell
cocktail.
you the circumstances under which I will go to a baseball game.
And we're
I'd
gonna
be
make it
happy to
happen.
go with you.
Awesome.
If we get to sit in one of those air-conditioned boxes,
Unlimited food, unlimited drink.
absolutely. Sign me up. I'm ready,
That's
Sam.
the way to do it. All right. I'm gonna find a way.
And maybe if we could get zoomed in on asses of baseball players,
That's a bonus.
that is a bonus.
That's a
You're not
bonus.
into the ass thing.
That's
but
fine.
Listen,
I like the
that's
baseball.
one aspect of baseball.
My bare
I will
minimum
I am down
requirements.
for,
Hey,
is that.
Air
baseball's for
conditioning.
everyone. We just found something that you all liked about baseball.
Joy likes air conditioning.
Yes.
I like asses.
I like baseball.
And he
Period.
likes
That's all I need. You got it.
Well-rounded.
We can go to a
between the
game and
three.
we'll have a great time, us three. I'll get us a box. We'll get food, drink. This will be so fun. We'll report back.
You got a lot of door dashing to do, young man. Those things aren't cheap.
I have connections.
I feel like we're going to be at one of those non-major league games.
You're gonna be at a little league game.
Right.
It's air-conditioned with food and drink. I don't care. Let's go.
Okay.
Wow, this is awesome, guys! I just totally changed Joy's mind on this.
I mean,
Right?
I'm shocked. I'll be dead when it happens, but it's something.
It's something.
It just sounds like a great afternoon to me. Sounds
I
like
feel like now
great
you
company,
guys have a better relationship
great
than
time.
we have. Huh?
Well, yeah, we didn't play the It Takes Two game. I'm still a little salty about that.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
So do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
You just are throwing the pressure on me right now. I was just here to have a conversation. You guys are a great company. I love being a part of this. So I'm just happy to be here. You know,
That's
I really
wonderful.
appreciate the invite. I would love to come back as many times as possible. You guys are gonna blow up this pod. You guys are killing it. Happy to be here.
I mean, I hope so. We're into like the season 3 of
Right.
it. Coming up.
Right.
We've only had like 120 episodes, but whatever.
You're just starting, going up the hill.
You've got a great start. Now that I've been on 2 podcasts,
So sweet looking at you guys just growing.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
so much growth since October.
Well, this one's about to skyrocket. I'm gonna promote it. I'm an influencer.